All right.
Hey, what an amazing intro. FPV, you are lovely.
Cheers, Karen.
Thank you so much. Series, don't forget that you're going to have to, like, we're just looking at you now. So just remember that you're going to have to move things around. Anyway, we just want to say we got blocked. Everyone. Right, well, we got blocked because we played a video last night that had some copyright in it, and I did see it when we were actually live streaming. But Series, why does it say you are presenting to everyone? Oh, right, I'm presenting to everyone. Right, yeah, we got blocked, but we've actually deleted the video off the channel right now because of this bit that was in it. It was the BBC when they went really high up. Does anybody in England remember it? What's it called? The guy from it? Top Gear. The guy from Top Gear. He went up on a high altitude plane, and when we were actually playing it, it said this. So we did, but we didn't remove it from the video. The emails I had just said this would be blocked in a few countries. So I left it, but as I went to live stream today, there was no live stream there. They blocked us. Anyway, we've deleted that hangout off the channel and sort it out with them in the next few days. But for now, we're going to be streaming off of Series' channel. So that's what's happening. Very sorry about that, everybody. You live and you learn. Mark says it's not that bad, don't you, Mark?
It's not that bad, but now when you mentioned Top Gear, yeah, then it made a lot more sense to me because you hadn't mentioned that until just this second. Oh yeah, Top Gear is one of the most syndicated shows in the world. So, I mean, we're talking.
It wasn't Top Gear.
It wasn't Top Gear.
From Top Gear, it was one of the people from Top Gear, and it was some BBC program they'd made.
Okay, but I mean, it's probably some of the same producers on the back end. So the media companies involved. Similar. So yeah, they're, you know, the only question now is so it's only, yeah, I looked at your stuff and you're only blocked from live streaming. That's it. In fact, everything else is smiley faces and roses, but you got to see if you can get that thing taken down or removed pretty quickly, because they could technically keep it on you for 90 days if they wanted to, if nobody complained about anything. So
anyway, welcome, Mark. Flat Earth hugs. Sorry that you came into.
Oh no, it's okay.
It was a bit like stuff to us, so it was a bit like go live. We were trying to sort it out.
No, it had to happen at some point, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I literally get copyright warnings all the time. I've had videos blocked all the time. But the one difference between my channel and yours is that I don't do any live streaming. I've never done a live stream, not one. So all my stuff is, I can usually figure out even before I release the video if it's going to get smacked. And that's fine. You know, I use a lot of copyrighted music. You're not going to get nailed for usually. You won't be able to monetize it. Copyrighted videos, they can block you. And if it's current enough on the videos, they can strike you. I've had, I think, 3 or 4 strikes, but I've overturned all of them because they weren't legitimate. So anyway, you'll be fine. Don't worry. I know it's scary to see it when it first happens, because you think that they're coming down on you like a ton of bricks, but they're not. It's. I think
that we'll be able to override this and not get a 90-day live stream ban.
I think so. It really depends on who on the YouTube side is going to be helping you out. Because because a lot of it's subjective, you know, they're going to look at your kid. It's not even a case. I mean, they're just going to look, it's go, oh, they're probably fine. I mean, if this is the first time this has ever happened to you, yeah, I don't see them sticking it for 90 days, but sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes like every once in a while, someone will do something dumb on a live stream, like broadcast a football match, you know, a live football match, which is so against the rules. You're not, you know, because that way, I mean, you're really just stealing from a live television broadcast and starting your own television station. And those times, you know, they'll strike you in 2 seconds, and they'll shut the stream down while you're doing it. So
something came up on it. It said, if you don't stop broadcasting this video, we would have a bit of video off. So that was our fault, but we thought because we stopped streaming it.
Yeah. Yeah. Live streaming is a little different because, again, remember, YouTube is basically the replacement for television. And clever people have figured out that you could turn, you know, your YouTube channel into its own little television station pretty quickly. So, anywho, I don't have too much time with you. So, what do you want me to do? Because unfortunately, I've got to save what's left of my voice from the meetups and everything for because I'm not going to talk during my show tonight. Really, I'm just going to let a guest on, and then tomorrow morning I've got to drive in and do an interview. And anyway,
Busy bee now.
huh?
A busy bee now.
Yeah, the last 3 days have been really busy. More so than I'd thought. I'd initially gone down to Los Angeles for the Los Angeles meetup, and also to do some more work with the, actually I was doing 3 things while I was down there. One was the meetup, which was in Pasadena, California. 2 was to continue working with the documentary team, one of the documentary teams that's working down there, because they wanted to shoot some more footage. And 3, there was a local alternative radio station in San Juan Capistrano which wanted to do a face-to-face interview. He doesn't like doing phone interviews and Skype interviews. So in really one day, I was just doing flat earth stuff nonstop the entire day, to where I got up, you know, driving down to Capistrano, doing the interview while the documentary team was filming it. Then they met me up at the Pasadena meetup, and they were filming not only me, but then we were dragging people out of that thing. We must have had pushing 60 people, which was great, at this little restaurant. We were just kind of overrunning the patio, and it was perfect weather. It was wonderful, but at the same time, I was just talking. So after that, I get on a plane. It's like, okay, the next day I meet up with somebody else, a couple guys that one of them wasn't even at the meetup, and he wanted to meet me for lunch. So we went out at lunch, and then I'm doing that again. And then I get on a plane, and I get home, and I didn't take a laptop with me, so I wasn't checking my emails, because I'm not going to check it on my phone, because I hate smartphones. And I thought, well, how many emails could I possibly miss? And I get home, and I'm just about ready to go to bed, and I see a note from some production company in London, and they said, oh yeah, Russell Brand would like to interview you. Can you be on? You know, and it was like sent at 7 in the morning. And you always know, it's like, the more famous people are, the less time they have to give you. It's like, you know, they never give you 3 days notice or 4 days. It's like, oh yeah, can I call you in like 6 hours? And in this case, I'm going, oh crap, what time, you know, because there's a massive time difference. And I thought he had a nighttime show out in London, and he didn't. He had a lunch show. And so I was going, I'm doing the math. I was going, holy crap, I got to talk to him in like 3 hours, which is like 3 in the morning. So it's like, oh, it's like, try to get some sleep. And true to their word, they called me 3 hours later, and we did the interview, which was great, because I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Russell Brand, but I don't hate him either. You know, I don't listen to his comedy routines that much. I actually like some of his acting things better than I do his comedy stuff. And but an interesting guy. And so we did our thing for like 20 minutes, and then we put it up, and and so hopefully, like, I won't get a copyright thing on that. I don't think I will, because I don't think it's even going to be broadcast until Sunday, your time. I don't think it's a live feed. But it was cool. I was very excited about that. The what?
Good. Your arena, isn't it?
What, the doing the interviews? Sorry, your voice is just chopping up. Can anyone hear her?
Oh,
A little bit, not all the words.
Yeah, I can't hear all her words.
I see.
So what was he like then?
Russell,
Yeah.
exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, what, eccentric and a bit crazy.
Oh my God! And yeah, and the man can talk.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually very intelligent, well read, and he can cover a lot of different topics. And you could tell his brain was going into a whole bunch of different directions. And I knew I was up against something, so I was trying to, not give a lot of breaks. It's like, because he's the type of guy that if he even senses dead air, he's going to fill it with stuff. And there was a point where I was going into, towards the very end, where I was going into the core of the earth, and I start on a little monologue, and he cuts in and does this, I don't know, must have been 2 or 3 minutes of just kind of ranting, going into a whole nother voice, like a grumpy old English guy, just going into this thing. And at the end, I go, that's great, but I'm still going to answer the question, because I don't know if he was trying to derail me or not at that point. And I don't think he was trying to do it maliciously. It's like, look, he's a comedian by trade. That's his whole job, is like just to crack jokes and be snarky and be a smart ass, which is fine. I completely understand that. So going in, I wasn't going to take anything personal. And I realized at the end, just as they got to the end of the interview, and I still haven't heard what he said afterwards, with his follow-up, because at that point I was cut off and I had to go. But I think sometimes producers will try to throw sort of a wrench at their people to see what happens. So in this case, it's like, Russell's like, oh, I don't care who you get me, just bring anybody. So one of his producers is like, oh, I got a guy. So that's why they contacted me, and it was like, yeah, we'll throw flat Earth at him and see what happens. But he's pretty open-ended. He's really open-minded to a lot of things.
I was going to say he must be pretty open-minded.
Yeah,
he is an interesting one to watch, definitely.
Yeah. So again, I was happy, glad that I could do it, and hopefully other people will hear it, and just keep plugging away and keep doing more of these. I've got 2 more tomorrow. And not as big as him though, and then a few more lined up after that. But yeah, just gonna keep cranking them out, and all it takes, it usually comes in chain reactions. So if somebody out there, or whoever listens to his show, listens to that part, it's like, oh hey, I'd like to put it on, because shows will watch each other. Happens a lot. That, in fact, that's the only reason people say, oh, he got on Coast to Coast, he must be totally a government agent. It's like, no, I got on Coast to Coast because I was on Ground Zero, and I was on Ground Zero because they just worked their way up the food chain. Coast to Coast literally called me because they said, oh yeah, we heard you on Ground Zero. I was a little surprised that they actually listened to that show, but sometimes people listen to each other just to grab topics and steal them. So anyway, cross my fingers. It was a cool thing, and I was glad I did it, and I was glad that I could make it to the end, and at least he didn't do the whole "I'm not buying it, mate," that sort of thing, where he's just coming down on me. He was really open-minded and quite complimentary.
Yeah, I can imagine he's looking into it. He's one of them people that is going to be looking into it.
The only, he doesn't take callers or anything like that, but his sidekick, who's off screen, he asked me, and you could tell they really hadn't done that much research on Flat Earth. They obviously did not read any of the clues or watch anything. The sidekick asked me about flights in the Southern Hemisphere, how like you can take them and they appear to be there. And so I just went to the GPS system and I said, look, the data drops off, and even if the graphics there, at all, the graphics doesn't mean anything, because longitude and latitude lines are gone. And I was clear enough about it that they got it. And so if anything else, I got that one point across, where at least they asked, because that was the only question. The one that Russell kept asking, he asked multiple times, and it's like, why does it matter? Sort of like, what happens on day 2? And what's the biggest thing, kind of like why they would keep it a secret. And I tried to go into the different aspects. He totally got the academic side. The economic thing he wasn't too sure on, because economics isn't his thing. And the spiritual side, you know, he's a real spiritual guy, and I think he's got his fingers in a lot of different spiritual pies. So he kind of understands the ramifications, but since he's, you know, in touch with all sorts of different spiritual aspects, I don't think he knew which one to go with. So, but he got it. He got it. And I tried to dumb it down for him a little bit. And he actually had me pull it back from that, where I said that, you know, it's because trying to give him sort of visual representation. And I know you guys are a little bit different on this, but I said, well, you know, let's just go with a snow globe, because everybody knows what a snow globe is. And at some point he said, well, no, let's make it a little more complex than that. I go, okay, you're like the first person to even, you know, most people, they're happy with that. Just like, okay, I understand. I go, fine. How about a sports stadium? And then after that, he got it. But again, I had no idea. Let me end with this. I had no idea how long it was going to run. I had no idea the questions. I didn't even get to plug anything at the end. It was just a straight 20 minutes. I came in, and I think they were trying to ambush him. I think the producers on his case it's more of a challenge. Can we get something that'll throw Russell off his game? Because he's not really caught in awkward moments. I've watched some interviews that he's done over the years, and he is not a guy that's at a loss for words. So when, you know, and I think it's got to be a challenge for producers. So they just came at him and kind of snuck up on him, because his sidekick sort of led in with that. And then, oh yeah, then Russell reads this and is like, okay. So I think he was trying to see what he could do on the fly, which is great. So I'm happy to do it, and happy, you know, any publicity is good publicity. If he's got a whole bunch of followers, in fact, he's got like 1 million followers on YouTube, and a lot of people following him on his podcast. So works for me. It would probably be better if he was still married to Katy Perry, but that's fine. That's what he's going to be known for most anyway. Even if his career tanked completely and we never heard from him again, that's what he'd be known as. It's like, oh yeah, I want to carry Katy Perry's husbands.
I think that's pucker. Good news.
Yeah. I was happy with it.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, happy to talk about it and lose sleep over it.
Well, you try. You know, that's a big name to be talking about flat Earth, though. You know, you're there talking with Russell.
Yeah,
flat Earth,
yeah.
So that's a good thing. You know.
Hey, if he's open to talk about it, the fact that it's multiple levels of acceptance, where his producers were confident enough that they would introduce it, and he didn't shoot it down. You know, I'm sure he's got veto power there when it comes to that. So he could have completely crushed this thing and said, you know, you're mental, and, you know, you're whatever British people say for crazy people. And he could have shut it down, and they didn't. And so that's why I try to do the interviews as stable as I can. Try to keep them as, you know, the enthusiasm up, but I try to keep it low key, and I try to not come across as somebody who is really twitchy. You know, it's like it's like, okay, I might not want to hang out with this guy alone ever. You know, it's like, or, you know, I'm not going to accept a ride from him if he picks me up on the side of the road type stuff. So yeah, I try to be the opposite of that. And so far it's worked. And the interviews just pile on top of each other, where if people, you know how it goes. I mean, you make yourself available. Again, I'm not doing this through magic. You know, you make yourself available, you put your phone number out there, your email address out there, you title the videos, and then when because people are lazy, even producers are lazy, and they type in, oh yeah, flat Earth interview, that'll come up. They listen to it for a few minutes. Oh, he sounds like he might not kill me, so let's get him on. And he might not freak out if he's on air or get really mad. You know, lots of people. There's some people that couldn't deal with Russell Brand, because, you know, he really jumps in and tries to not cut people off, but he's got this real need for he's
like an explosion, isn't he? That's how
he is.
It's just an explosion after explosion, you know.
There's certain people, certain entertainers, you can tell. In fact, let me use a quote from Laurie Anderson, who was a singer. She's still around. She was a big singer in the 80s. And one of the songs she wrote, if you guys ever want to check it out, is called Language is a Virus. And one of the choruses at the end was, and and I had a dream I was on an island, but nobody could see, and everybody on the island was somebody from TV, and there was this beautiful view, but nobody could see because everybody on the island was screaming, "Look at me, look at me," which was pretty much, you know, a lot of entertainers, that's how they get into it. You know, they don't get enough attention as a child or whatever it is, you know, and so they're always trying to be more extroverted. And I cannot think of more extroverted person than Russell Brand, to be perfectly frank. The man is a menace in some circles. But
I think he has calmed down a hell of a lot. Like, he used to be terrible, you know.
It used to be not just his personality, but substances. He was. I don't even know if he's drinking that much anymore, or if at all. He's tried to be.
He's a dad, isn't he? I think he's a family man. I think.
Is he now? I see. After the Katy Perry thing, I didn't really follow him. I should probably look him up. I probably should have wikied him before I did this.
Well, I watched an interview of him the other day, and he said he's proper chilled out now, and. You know,
well, you can say it. Yeah, look, we do that in the States too, where a celebrity will go into rehab and then 6 weeks later they'll be on the cover of People magazine. It's, you know, with a thumbs up going, "I'm okay," you know, that sort of thing. But the thing, okay, let me end the Russell Brand thing on this. Where the thing that always cracked me up about Russell Brand was not his acting, was not his comedy stand-up. It was the fact that he has this weird, and I don't get it, because, you know, he's got a higher voice and he doesn't come off as, well, he comes off as a bad boy, right? You know, all dressing a lot in black, and, you know, his hair is all over the place and the chains and everything, but it's this attitude that certain women pick up on. And so there's these collections, you can look this up on YouTube, where there's collections of him talking to female reporters. In fact, he almost insists on it. Yeah, it's like, because he looks for women that have a certain composure. You know, female reporters, you're not supposed to break character. You're reporting whatever it is, and you're supposed to not show that much emotion. And he will look for flaws in their armor, and if they get rattled in the slightest with him, you know, because there's some people that really dig the whole bad boy thing, and if he finds any sort of flaw, he just turns on the charm until basically the cops come. That's it. He will not won't let up, because that's one of his things he's into. And I actually would have loved, if it would have been a longer interview, I would love to have talked to him about it. So it was fun. I enjoyed it, and who knows if it leads to something great, fantastic.
Thank you, Mark, so much. And you have to keep going, don't you? And yeah, new people to see you and talk to you. Yeah,
and unfortunately, I have to give out some of the same information over and over. It's like not like I can come up with new content 140 times, but it's part of what you do. So I don't mind. That's what I do.
Join Josh, who you were with,
right,
yesterday.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, what's up, Mark? How's it going, Karen?
Hello. I don't know if you got that. We played a video last night and they've blocked the channel, but I've deleted the Hangout now, so I'm hoping they'll just reinstate us quite quickly.
Hopefully. I'm pretty sure Mark had something to tell you about that. He's going to deal with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Been brilliant.
We'll see. Again, it's tricky with YouTube. It depends on the media that they used and the company, the parent company, and you know, if it's a first offense, I think they could get it less than 90 days. It should be pretty quick. But it wasn't. But the good news is it's not an official copyright strike. Your channel is in no way in any danger. You know, it's still got smiley faces. That's the only thing. Of course, unfortunately, you guys do so many live streams that's why they did it. So I think you'll be fine. Just don't. You gotta be careful when you're doing that stuff. Copyrighted stuff.
We're going to be playing lots of other people's videos from now on.
If you're ever in doubt, I can tell you a quick trick. If you're ever in doubt about what to use, and I actually learned this from somebody else, because you can do it with music, you can do it with videos. Just upload whatever it is to your channel, make it unlisted so nobody can see it. and just upload, like I upload like maybe 10, 20 songs or video clips. In fact, I just did it a little while ago with a clip from that movie. In fact, I think it was you, Josh, that told me about it. Hot Shots.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I actually found that clip where Charlie Sheen was shooting a machine gun, and there were so many shells that he was actually being buried by the amount of shell casings. And what I did was I just took that. I took out the what?
Did it had the kill count in the corner too, right?
No, that's a different one. That's a different one. This one was from that. The kill count one was different. The one that had all the shell casings was the one where he was fighting with the guys on the boat.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I had to look through several of those. But anyway, you take the video clip, you take whatever you want, you upload it to YouTube, but you don't make it live. You just say it's unlisted. And what happens is YouTube will go through their filters anyway, whether you've made it live or you haven't, and then they will put a little notice next to the video for you. Now, sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes a couple hours, but they'll always let you know. So they'll say, oh yeah, this song is copyrighted, you can't monetize it. Or they'll say this video has been blocked in 3 countries, or this video has been blocked worldwide. You'll never get a copyright strike for something that you uploaded that never made it out into the public. So it's a good little way to test the waters. And I just had to learn that through trial and error, because I was getting sick of putting videos up that were being blocked in like 3 or 4 countries, or like even if it's blocked in Canada, I'm not going to let it go, because like, well, there's a lot of Canadian people that are in flat earth. So anyway, that's my
anyway, I know that this is Stan's night and we got a bit flummoxed and had to sort of sort ourselves out, but you were with Josh yesterday?
I was with Josh yesterday. Well, yesterday and the day before that. Josh was one of the big reasons I was down there. And we did the whole LA meetup thing, and it really went well. And he was down there when I did the interview down in San Juan Capistrano. It was fantastic. It was a great time. Highly recommend it. Anybody who wants to go to Los Angeles.
I've been to Los Angeles. I was 16. A long time ago.
Hate to think what a 16-year-old Britain woman was doing out in Los Angeles.
My family, my auntie lived in San Jose then, and we went to Universal Studios and we went to Disneyland, and I stayed in one of those motels just like the films that we see of America.
Nice. That's awesome.
I had 6 weeks out there, went to concerts, saw Cheap Trick, Pat Travers, Blue Oyster Cult. I was doing things like that. I was going to swimming pools. Everybody had a swimming pool.
Oh, right, because you guys don't have swimming pools out there. I forgot. Yeah,
not awesome. Many.
Yeah, and that was when Blue Oyster Cult was big, and Cheap Trick was like one of the #1 bands in the world when you were out there.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I had a brilliant time.
Cool, that's great.
Anyway, have you finished talking about what you did with Josh?
Yes,
that was good.
I really shouldn't talk that much more. My voice, I got to save a little bit of it. So, what else you guys got?
Well, Stan the man.
Stan. I heard you guys talking about your interview with Russell Brand. I caught that. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun, totally cool. So, anyway, sorry, Stan, what do you got?
Yeah,
well, I've been looking at all sorts of stuff this week. What we have been talking about as well in my group is having a mega moon group of P900s, people with P900s. There's lots of people out there, got these, and they're not using them correctly. You can use them and collect a lot of data with them, like what we're doing. There's 3 of us in my team, and we're what we do. I will show you what we are doing. It'll be simpler. But there is an army of people out there with P900s. So I think, we can form a massive team of people that are just going to collect so much data. It'd be scary.
This sort of links a little bit with the fact that you wanted some help, isn't it, Stan?
Yeah. And I think, it's up to everyone to solve this. Everyone's going to have to get involved, and You know, this is a call for action. You know, everyone does their bit. You know, you can't. I don't think there is such thing as a bystander in flat Earth. You've got to get up and go out there and have a look.
We're all doing our bit, aren't we? You know, we all got different bits to do.
That's it. And there's people.
Mark has his, Louise has his, you have yours, Urba has his.
Well, that's it. There's people as well with P900s that are just sat there collecting dust. So this is a way that, you know, you can use them and get your money's worth out of them and put them to use. So what we're doing is we're nipping out and filming the moon. What I do is I set my P900 up on a tripod, or if you haven't got a tripod, Z Proxy just lasers on a towel and just props it up and gets the shot that way. But the thing to do is just to set it up, put it on 83 times zoom, and then push record and leave it. But you've got to get the moon in the right spot. But this is how we do it. And then we upload. That's the year. This is the month. This is the day. This is the time. And then we put times 83, moon, and then off of time and date, if the percent is this side, it's a decrease in moon. But if it's the other side, it's an increase in moon.
I don't see a mouse.
You can't see my mouse. It's down here.
No.
You see it?
I see the buttons popping up, but of the titles, but the mouse is not there.
You see it now?
No, we can see you clicking.
Yeah.
Well, can you see the title?
2017
The title is seen.
and 05.
10:05, so 10, that's October, that's the month. 05's the day, and then we put a capital T, and then the time. But the time we upload in UTC. So the time now in UTC is, in 2 minutes time, it is 9 PM UTC. Everywhere, all across the world. The time is now. You know, on the hour it is 9 PM, 21:00. And that is how we will upload to UTC, times 83 moon. And then all we do is just literally let the moon drift across from one side to the other. So on this one, it's, yeah, this one is a rising moon because it's going upwards, you know, it's still rising. But from this, you know, we just, from the side here, from the left side to the right side, that'll give us you know, a distance and a time, which will then give us a speed. Also from this, we can take screenshots from the actual videos for the size, and then do overlays on other images. You know, there's a lot we can do just from this, from just doing that.
You do need the GPS cords also, I guess?
Yeah, but that'll come as and when we need them. The main thing about this is getting people out and organised.
Oh, yeah, the UTC time, that's your key.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people though with P900, so I just thought this is, you know, we can make a mega moon group where everyone does the same thing, uploads in the same way, and then from this, all we've got to do is search that title without the time, and then it'll bring up all the people's videos from that day, you know, and we can download them, put them into files, and then you know, we might be able to re-upload them all in one channel. But it's about collecting the data, really. You don't get no data from going outside with your P900, zooming in, zooming out on the moon. You get your data from just letting it drift across, you know. But this is what we do, and then I've got a playlist. I'll just put them all in this playlist as I record. I just literally throw straight in. And then every single clip that I record's in it. And these are all done the same way, you know. 83 times, just let it drift. So that's the first thing I was going to talk
Doesn't it
about.
rotate a stand? Doesn't it rotate like a wheel when you time lapse it?
Yeah.
It doesn't spin around like a top like they show us, right?
It's like a clock. It
I
just
mean, because the moon's not supposed to move. We only see one side of it. Well, they tell us that it syncs up just right to where, yeah, it's ridiculous, but yeah, it doesn't spin though like a top like they tell us, huh? It rotates like a wheel across the sky.
yeah.
Okay,
crazy.
sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to,
it's good. I was trying to find you some pictures to show you because I was taking some pictures the other night. Every couple, I found them.
It happens to the sun the same. You can see that on the sunspots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that also. So the groups are actually quite accurate when they talked about like the wheel of Apollo and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Look, this was the first picture I took, and then afterwards it's moved around a bit more. Look, it's a shame that other one's in the middle, but you can see.
Clockwise.
Yeah, and then it goes even more, and yeah, it just keeps going throughout the night. You know, just there's a lot of things the moon does. I think you can work out.
West, but it turns the other way around. Yeah.
Pardon, series.
It's funny how you see it go from east to west, but it actually turns
like
clockwise.
rolls.
If it was standing still, then you should actually see it kind of counterclockwise a little bit, but not really 6-hour clock clockwise.
But that's another thing I do with my camera as well. Every time I do one of these videos, I take a picture on 83 times zoom, because that camera has got 83 times zoom. Everything after that is digital zoom anyway, which you can do on your laptop.
Yeah.
So I can, that's no different than what my P900 does. So I may as well just keep it in 83 times, and then if I've always in 83 times, like this picture, we'll overlay this picture, we'll overlay this picture, and so on. So I can always size comparisons and, you know, more.
Pretty steady shot.
Yeah, it's on a tripod. I just literally go out there, push a button, you know, and it does it. I always take one. I always set it up and literally just take the cover off, turn it on. It's on moon mode, and just take a picture. That's the first picture I take, and then I'll zoom in 83 times, take another one, and then do my video. And then once I've done the video, I'll take another one. Again, this is because it's moved. It's gone from there to there now, and then this is the 83 times. So there's one of my ideas for a moon group, mega moon group. I think, you know, it's about time we had one, a flat Earth mega moon group. And as well, it's just, it makes sense. There's so many people with P900s now. It'd be silly not to have some organization to it, you know. Really.
Agreed. By the way, we're probably going to make Nikon, that model of camera, infamous before it's over.
I think it already is, you know.
Yeah, I don't think any other group has talked about it, including, you know, professional photographers have talked about that camera as much as we have. So somebody should be. I'm really surprised we haven't gotten some sort of thank you letter from those guys.
Oh, we should be writing them the thank you though as well, you know. Without them,
yeah.
you know.
And the rumor, of course, that they're going to come out with whatever that next model is. It's going to break triple-digit zoom. Not that it'll make that much difference for us, but it's still kind of cool.
It will be cool.
Yeah.
That's the next level, isn't it? It's pushing,
it's kind
pushing
of
the bar.
on the analog level. The 4K, 8K, the smaller your hardware becomes, the more you can actually catch from that lens. And then enlarge it in the smallest grain, you can put it in film.
It does need a better processor though. So if you're listening, brilliant camera, just make it better, you know. But yeah, so we need a mega moon group, definitely. That is one thing we need, a worldwide mega moon group. And then obviously the 360 stuff. Have you seen the 360 stuff, Mark? What we've been doing with the cameras? I'm not sure you have.
I don't think I have.
No, let me.
What have you been doing?
360 stuff. It's
Yeah,
bloody.
I got that.
It's bloody awesome. This is what is going to tell us everything we need to know.
Stan, because of you, I decided to keep my VR headset and also invest in a 360 camera, dude. Just to let you know, man.
Bloody awesome. That is what we need. More people. Nice one. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show, actually. I've got that to show as well. Got so many things open now, I'm getting lost. Right. So this is what we've been doing with the 360 cameras, Mark. We've been tracking the moon across the sky to work out what the hell is going on once and for all, you know? It's driving me nuts for a year, but we've worked it out, how it's moving and how we can build a map from it. So this was Dubai Tower, and this was one night's track on a full moon. And when you see this in the VR, that's when it opens your eyes. But I'll show you the pictures first, and then I'll show you
Sure.
basically as good as I can. But yeah, that's one night, and then this is another night from a different location I'm on. I can't remember the location, but what we do, we timestamp again in UTC, the same as how we record the moon with the P900s. And then from that, we can work out the lunar noon time. And then from that time, we can work out longitudes. And then from this line, and the arc the moon takes, we then rotate the image, like twist it, and the amount of rotation or twist we give the image will tell us our latitude on a map. You following?
Yeah. That's a novel approach to doing it.
Yeah. And so this is your scan line. This is how your sky is working. This is how it works on a flat map. But what we do, like the scan lines move up and down. So when you're under the equator, let's say, these scan lines are coming straight out, and then up and over and back down behind you. Yeah. And then if you're under the pole star, they're laid flat. So the horizon line will be this line. Hence, you get a 24-hour sun.
Right.
Because then it pushes the dark part out of, you know, so it becomes 24-hour sun. But this is how it's all working. Again, we, you know, but this is what we're doing now. We're scraping the barrel, you know. Yeah. We're down to that. But this is Alaska with stars as well. You don't really need the stars. The moon's enough to give us the information that we require. That is all we need. But it's nice to have the stars. You see, this is why I keep going on at you about having a VR headset, because when you see these, when you see these, you'll be like, hi, you know. But this is closer to the equator, see, so they come in a lot steeper. And of course, when we rotate it, we have to give it a lot more rotation. But it all works. This is how everyone used to travel around the Earth, you know,
Right.
Using the sky. And that's all we've done. We've rediscovered how they were basically.
All right, tell you what, since I got you on here and you keep bugging me about it, what is the VR camera you recommend?
What phone have you got? Have you got a
Funding?
Samsung phone?
Oh
No.
Because
He's got an iPhone.
Oh, you mean it has to work with a phone?
Hmm.
What is it? It's not something you can plug into a PC or a laptop. It's a phone-based system. Because it's a phone-based system, I am screwed because I shouldn't even have a cell phone.
Well, you
Wait,
you can buy other systems that will view this.
Stan, Mark has like an iPhone like 5, dude.
If it's that,
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't care about recording images as long as I can view other people's images.
Yeah.
Right.
You just have to
Well,
have
no,
a look what one's compatible with your phone.
No, I'm serious. This phone, I don't think would ever be recommended for anything like that. But that's okay. I mean, I've got a decent rig. Okay, let me ask you this: why does it need a phone? Why not a
Because
laptop?
I used my phone as the screen. If you see what, like that, you just have a clip-on pair of goggles, and your screen clips into the goggles.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I'm doing it.
I get it.
Yeah, but you can.
that's the way most of the VR headsets work. But there are some that are.
See, I thought we were
VR
talking about a
headsets.
full-blown VR headset. You know, where the whole thing.
No, my
You know,
one was £25, like my VR headset secondhand, and I already had my phone. See, so for me it was.
There are some wired ones because I know that there are VR headsets for like the PS3, the PS4, and stuff like that, and the Xbox One to plug into there
All right, let me look this up real quick. Hang on.
through like a USB port or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking. It was just a USB. 1 sec. I will tell you guys in 2 seconds. It's not going to be that hard. So if I go USB VR headset. Oh yeah, there's tons of them out there.
Yeah, there's
The
hundreds.
questions are, what are they for? There's one for PlayStation. There's one for phones.
You know what?
Let's see.
It's probably close to like I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that they tell you is like exclusive to this works on just about anything, dude.
Yeah, like
when they
here's a
came out with the
Windows.
smartwatches, they said
Yeah,
that they like the Apple. Sorry, go for it, dude.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that the like the smartwatches, the Apple ones, they said, oh, they only match up with Apple, and the other ones only match up with like Android. But no, they match up with both of them. Like both of them match. It's the same signal. They can't put an exclusivity on the signal.
Gotcha.
But yeah, go for it, dude.
There's tons of different headsets out there.
Yeah, you just have to have a read and make sure you can view images in them and videos and stuff. Because I've got some stuff to show you, man.
I mean, there's like I'm looking.
I think a gaming one would probably be like a really good one to have because you know that the graphics that they're using, because they're using it for games, has to be pretty good, right?
Yes. Yeah. Gaming.
Yeah, you would think. But yeah, you can still see my screen.
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, this is my image that I done for my roof. This is my moon for over 14 days.
Oh, it's neat.
This is how we discovered the scan lines. And from the 14 days, it goes from the top to the bottom, and then 14 days it'll go back up again. And the sun does that in a year, you know. takes
Yeah.
6 months to come to here and 6 months to go back to there. That's why the story of the tortoise and the hare is about the sun and the moon. Because although the moon's slower, it wins the race because it gets back to the finish line quicker. The old wives' tale, the sun and the moon, and tortoise and the hare.
Nice.
So yeah, it's all true and it's all there. It's all. This is what we're finding.
I can't wait to hook that up to the headset and look at it, dude, and be able to actually like look around. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, something else, man. Really.
I mean, I may have to pay a couple $100 for it, but I mean, it's worth it for something like this.
You'll be using it. We'll have more and more stuff. Everything we're sort of doing is going to be in VR.
Yeah.
But this image here, this is South Africa, Cape Town.
Ooh, neat.
And you see the red is north, the blue south, and then back to my one. South's in the middle. So
nice.
but this is, we've worked out how it's all sort of moving, but we need specific, like we need to know specifically how it's moving now. We have an idea, but we need to collect all the data from these 360 cameras to be able to further what we're doing, to make a map, you know, and
right.
Well, to test series map as well.
Right.
Now, Stan, I have a question. How are you tracking the moon and stuff with the 360? Like, how does that do it? Is it a program or something, or
like
is it like a way that you set the timer on it, or?
Yeah, this is my one. Check this out. Look. This is my chimney. I had to do this to get up above the chimney so I could get a decent track. So I wanted to get a rise on a set. So I used the telescopic builder's level. So I can send this sucker up even more. Look, there's more there. But yeah, I've got 5 meter lead going out of my window of my house there into my valley. And then this is my cheap ass laptop that I use to record with.
So they're all feeding information to your laptop, and then your laptop's recording it?
That camera out on the roof is this image, what you're seeing there. So
okay,
left side to the right side is full 360. It's a wrapper out, you know, that's the wrapper out. If I clicked on a different, can you see my cursor now? Yeah, if I clicked on one of these ones, you'd get a different image, but I've clicked on panoramic, so it just stretches it out so I can see all round.
Yeah,
this was a throw, like this was going in the bin, this laptop, but I saved it just to run that, and it's been on for about 10 months now, this laptop. So
well, but what I was asking is, the camera itself, is there a certain way you have to,
I just
is
put
there
it
a
on
certain
time
time
lapse.
you have to set it to spin, or just?
These are the cameras. See, they're one lens.
Yeah.
This is where everyone gets all like, oh, 360, but then, well, you know, you've got one, haven't you?
No, I don't have a camera yet.
No, but
I have a headset. I have a VR headset that I was going to get rid of. And then I swear it didn't sell where it was supposed to. And so I was going to post it again on something. And then I heard you talking about what you were using it for. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, you need to keep that, definitely. But this is the cameras. This is all they are, man. They're so simple, you know. They're just well, the one that I used at first was a single lens. This one, a Panaview. They're 50 quid now. They're like, you know, they're throwaway. They even come with a waterproof case and so many little things that you just never need. You know, for £50, they're really good money. So these ones are just 4 buttons. You just turn it on, you work through your settings, or you set it up Wi-Fi, and then you go to this app. Or you
But
can
that
just,
one points up though, right?
yeah, that's what this is, just pointing up. Like if you look,
Okay.
it's in the top and it's waterproof little housing, just pointing straight up. And then from
Okay.
that, look, I'll have to blast back through. This is what I created from that. Obviously, I've twisted that image now. So it's not a really good image, but it's enough that you know you can work everything out from that camera, basically. That's the baseline. That is literally really, we want these ones now. Because these ones are 8K and they record in full 4K all the time. And these ones, I think Samsung in the US were doing a special and they were $88 last month. They're trying to get rid of them because they're old stock now because they've just brought out these. But I've been seeing that they've been having problems with these and I'm not sure what's going on with them yet. So I know I haven't got one of these, so I can't.
I like the way the other one looks. It looks more sturdy, actually. It looks.
Well, yeah, they're so cheap as well. These are £100 now. You know, $100 you'll get one of them. And this one, it's got its own built-in gyro. You know, there's a lot of stuff with that one. It's better.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that one, and then this is the newer one, the 2017. But then there's a sensor on this one, and I'm not sure. Something happens. I was watching a video the other day. I'm not sure if they've sorted the bug out with it yet or not. But that one, I do believe, works with iPhones and other smartphones, whereas this one will only work with the Samsung.
So, are you able to like point it with your phone, like with the app on your phone? Like, do you have to?
Well, one that records, it records everything.
Okay.
So
my question is,
basically,
like, how often are you on your roof now because of these cameras and stuff?
about once a month.
Okay.
So this
That's not bad.
is what I've got is this setup here. I've got the VR, the Gear VR, Samsung Gear VR. I've got a Samsung phone and I've got this Samsung camera, because then when you record, the phone does everything. You don't have to mess around with it. You just click download or share, or you know, and it shares it to YouTube. It does it all for you. There's no hassle in it. And then you can also just clip the phone in the Gear, watch it.
What if you wanted to adjust where the camera's looking? Do you use the phone?
You don't need to,
do that?
because the camera looks everywhere. That's the idea of 360. There's no, look, there's a lens here and a lens here, but what you get is everything, every which direction. Oh yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, let me blast through that quick. That's what you get. Look, this is a 360. You get everything. Let me go back to my one, because then I can explain it a bit better. But yeah, basically this line here wraps up with this line here, and then the bottom is fully wrapped around, and then the top, you know, when you know what it's like when you view in your VR headset, you can just look wherever you want to look.
Yeah.
And that's what them cameras do. They film everything. So
basically, they're constantly spinning around taking pictures.
No, there's just a single lens. It's just a real wide angle lens. But how it's set up, it doesn't distort when you view it in the headset. It's made for them specifically for the VR stuff.
Okay, so basically it doesn't have to take as many pictures to be able to stitch together
it just takes yeah, my other one just takes two, you know, this one just takes two pictures, and then
it just takes
more pictures and two more pictures.
It takes like a 180 picture and then it turns and then it does the other side and does like a 180 or something?
Yeah, but it
Like
does them
pictures?
together simultaneously. Can't say the word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just, let me show you a video of the pictures. Let me stop sharing that. I do
By the
give
way,
series full permission.
I love
you know.
talking to you because it's always so educational, man. It's very educational, dude.
Nice one. All right, here we go. Right, I don't know what you can see. Let me open that up. Right, this is, you know, just the lines I showed you in the picture and said this is just scan lines. It's just a black image with the red, blue, yellow lines.
Yeah.
Well, this is just that picture, viewing it in the headset. And these are, like, what you're about to see is all the pictures that I'm viewing. They're just photos. So that's what, you don't need to move the camera. The camera films everything. It is full 360. So I can freeze time in a video anywhere and have a full look around every which direction and then just push play again and continue. Or rewind it and look at it all from a different direction, you know? That's
Wow,
the beauty.
that's gotta look amazing in a VR headset, man.
Yeah, when you're actually viewing, like even this video does nothing for these pictures, you know.
I know, because of using the VR headset, I can just imagine what this would be able to. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, you've got to see it to believe it, really. That's why I keep saying to absolutely everyone, everyone needs a VR headset minimum, really, to be able to keep up with where we're going to go with this.
Yeah, if you really want to start getting serious about talking about what's going on up in the sky, you really need to get a VR headset to look at this stuff, right?
Definitely. There ain't no other way. You can't view the moon like, you haven't seen the moon until you've seen it like this, basically. You don't know what, you go out and just have a look at the moon, it's like, there's the moon, you know, but you can't,
but like,
you can't track.
Even in these pictures, you can look at the moon and tell all it's doing is making a big looping circle. Like, it's not making an orbit around anything, it's just making a big looping circle around a flat area.
But it is going around something.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's not going around the way that they teach.
No, nothing's the way they teach. That's what I say. Everything's, there's a lie in it. Even all the flat Earth models, everything's wrong. That's why we're making a new one.
Well, hey Stan, what's the most effective eye?
Using a 360 with Owen's failure would actually tell a lot. What the actual speed is to catch up the stars. He drove between 60 and 100 miles of kilometers an hour, and he could catch up the stars, and that wouldn't be possible with a 1,000-mile spin over an Earth. It would be 1,600 kilometers.
Well, yeah, these 360 cameras measure everything. Everywhere. They're always collected. That's what I mean. You don't have to point it and shoot. You know, your P900, that supermoon group, that's what we should be doing with our P900s. This is what we really need to be doing to figure it all out, is the 360 stuff. Time lapse in the moon. Everything, we can work it all out from that moon. But we need, obviously we're going to need the 360 coordinates, you know, the GPS coordinates to get locations on the land, so we know where that was on the landmass, and then we can move the landmass to the correct position using the sky. Now we know how the sky is moving. So we can reconfigure everything and work it all out, you know. And anyone feeds bad data, we'll know straight away.
It's like we live in an alarm clock.
You need to see these in the VR, man. It took me 2 weeks of sat there looking at them to clock what was going on.
Yeah, no, I'm heading back to my house tonight, and because my headset is actually at my house.
See this line here, this one. Did you see that one? This other line that we've stuck in.
Yeah, the blue one that turns into a yellow one right there.
That's Polaris. That's my North Star though. And I went out and checked that. I went out on the roof with the headset. Had this image and was like, lined it all up, took the headset off and was like, yep, bang on.
Wait, so Polaris, when you take the shots, basically is making like a straight line across the sky?
But at that point,
it's like a bubble around yourself.
Oh, let me go back to that. Let me go back to my one. See, look, you can see it there. There's Polaris in that image. And then this is my moon tracking, just from the moon tracking alone, not from placing Polaris, just putting these lines in. You know, this point here is my pole point.
Okay.
And we've done that for the south as well. This is the south.
Oh, I
is,
get you. So you can basically, yeah, I see what you're showing now.
There's his pole point. That's the southern pole point. So there is a 24-hour sun in the south as well as the north.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of it's the end of the loop, you know, like.
The only thing is we don't go far enough south to see it. Because look at this. This is South Africa, Cape Town. And look how low the pole point is on the horizon. See, as mine's like up in my sky, you know. Whereas, and that's why they don't get to, yeah, that's why they
closer to the pole.
You look at the lines, that's why they don't get a long twilight, because it's just rise, set, rise. You know, when these lines are more led over on the horizon, like my one, like this, hence I'm getting twilight.
Yeah.
But if it's straight up, I'm just getting sunrise, you know, ding, light. But on mine, I'm getting twilight. And the more you lay these down, the longer your twilight. So the more north you go, or the more south you go, the longer your twilight is. Because you see on here, the red's at the top and the blue's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Blue's at the top, red's at the bottom. See, that's how we're showing you what's north and what's south. So if you're...
Yeah, you're showing where, like, the moon is and where the sun is coming up.
Well,
Like,
the sun, the moon, everything... The sun, the moon, and the planets are in these lines, and everything.
yeah, the planet and
everything up above these lines, like all your planets are in here. Mars, you know, everything. Venus. Well, they seem to be at the minute. They seem to be staying between these two lines. Yeah.
That image right there seriously looks like an image from the latest Orville show, where they did a flat Earth episode, and they were inside of a dome, and the sky actually looked like LED lights hanging. And when you show the time lapse of the stars, it looks like hanging LED lights up there right now.
But all of this lot, they don't move. They seem to be fixed. Whereas everything inside these two lines, well, not everything, but the planets and the moon and the sun, they wander. You know, they got their own.
Yeah. Well, and some of the planets, well, they've always been known as wandering stars. Like planets is a relatively new term for them.
So yeah, that's the importance of a 360 camera right there. I can't make it no clearer than that, I don't think. Without, you know, people need to see these images in a VR headset, really. When you do, you're just blown away. It's totally
I really think it's fun to record my own stuff like that, dude.
Well, that's it as well.
Really
I was talking the other night on I Am Real Media and saying to them guys, you know, if everyone puts a camera up, we will create that image from their camera, you know, their own image, and then they will have it. So what I plan to do with mine is, you know, have it on a little canvas and stick it on the wall, because people will be, you know, it's the conversation starter, isn't it? What's that? What you mean, mate? You know? You've got this canvas on the wall behind you, and it's your moon that's above you. And if everyone that does it, you can, you know, it's a little memento. Well, you know, it's just something nice. You can have it for yourself, you know, your moon tracking. It's your piece towards the puzzle, you know?
Yeah. On top of that, I just think it would be, because VR headsets are getting a lot more popular. Like, how cool would it, like, be to actually have a program where you could go on and like have different views from across the world showing you this looping moon and sun.
Yeah, well, that's what we want to have in the end. You'll have a model of the Earth where as you move around, the heavens move with you. So everything works. It's a fully working model, which no one's yet achieved. But it will only be feasible in a VR headset because of the complexity of it.
You need to have that ability to be able to turn right and left and look and move around, like be able to move around even digitally with the headset, you know?
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, them 360 cameras, they're just brilliant. And, you know, 2 years ago, we couldn't have done what we're doing now.
I remember when the 360 cameras were first coming out, they had a bunch of lenses all over them. They looked like a like something out of a movie, like something out of a Terminator movie or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, they were crazy. But they're the high end ones are still like that, you know. But,
okay, quick question for you, Stan, because I gotta take off here in just a sec. Have you, because I just thought of this while you had that thing up on your screen there showing the Earth. Have you had a chance to look at the Russia Today footage? I don't know if it was built for the VR headset, but have you had a chance to take a look at that yet?
That's what this is. I'm just gonna show you their biggest. Do you want to see their biggest mistake?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so this is them as they went across Florida. Obviously, where this is a VR, the Earth sort of shrunken. It like, you know,
that looks like, is that Florida highlighted?
Yeah, but Florida is how it is in the VR. That's the size, you know. When you have to view this image in a VR, and then you'll understand what I'm saying, because this all wraps around and, you know. But
yeah,
that's Florida there, look. Yeah. Right, this is our Google overlay of Florida from altitude. And what height is the space station?
Supposedly, we'll just cap it at like 400 miles max. It's not even that, supposedly.
400K, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah.
So we got this coming in at 1,533 kilometers. So they've, you know, just marginally messed up there by 3 times.
You mean by a factor of 4? Yeah,
just a little bit, you know.
Nice. I was wondering about that too, because I was looking at it, and again, the fact that Russia Today actually, you know, put that at the top headline and says, take this, you know, people that think the Earth is flat or flat earthers or whatever it was. And I'm looking at it, but I was initially watching it and I didn't notice what continent. I was going, okay, show me where, you know, where's this supposed to be exactly, and how can you see the entire world in that mode? And yeah, in this case, Google Earth can't even do it unless it's 4 times further out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, they done well there. Apart from that, you know.
Nice.
Never mind.
Nice. And the fact that they released it took them 2 years to build it. However, they figured they were going to do it. But now, when you were looking at it, did it still make sense? And I know everything's curved for the VR thing, but did it even make any sense that even at 1,500 miles up, you should be able to see all 4 corners of the world, and Florida was such a big part of it?
It just looks wrong, you know. It doesn't. Everything about it's just like that's not how it would be, you know. If you sit down and look at anything with a logical mind, you can pick holes in all of NASA stuff, can't you?
And the whole point they did is so you could spin around and look actually behind you. It's like, yeah, I guess. But then you still got that stars question. It's like, okay, do it for me at night. You know, not that would do it for me anyway, but it's like, okay, do it for me at night. Show me a little more than that, because it's just not quite there. But I love that you found that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Obviously, Proxy actually, he just sent it to me laughing. He was like, check this out, you know, this is quite funny.
Yeah, and the overlay's perfect. That's awesome. Oh, so he just sized it up. He just kept shrinking it down until it fit perfectly, and then noted the altitude.
Yeah, that's exactly what he done, Mark. Yeah,
that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to call. That's good you mentioned that, because I'm sure somebody's going to bring that up to me eventually, because there's a delayed effect, because that video hasn't been out that long. In fact, I'm really surprised some of the American science groups didn't pick up on it.
They don't want to. They don't look at it like we look at stuff, though, do they? That's the trouble.
Or why it's not like the Russians are supposedly the only people on this station. It's mostly an American group, right? So why haven't the Americans done the same sort of thing? Why didn't they run this on the front page of something? Why did Russia Today do it, unless they were just trying to feel out the waters and see what sort of arguments? Because remember what happened the last time they released a video. It wasn't a 360. It was just sort of an Earth kind of image that you couldn't spin around, but you could kind of go up and down, kind of tilt. And we tore it apart. I said, look, it's all CGI. So,
no, this is more CGI. Yeah. The thing with it, right, I've got one of these cameras on my roof and it goes 24/7, right? And I do that on a budget of nothing, you know, like literally shoestring budget. So they got £52 million a day to their expense. They could have, you know, a 360. There's no reason for them not to, you know. Why? Because it's fake. Yeah, I gotcha. Because everything we ever look at is fake, you know. We just, if you watch, just what I say to anyone, if you watch a NASA video more than like 4 or 5 times and you haven't spotted the flaws in it, then that's a really well put together video, you know. Usually, I just watch the astronauts and then they give it away. They're just looking at the mistakes. They're like, oh, and they're trying to make sure that what's going to give them away is not giving them away. And then you just watch what they're watching, you know. Usually it tells you. Yeah. There's a flaw in every single NASA thing.
This is a pretty big one. I like it though. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's only, you know, they're only a little bit high. Somehow they've like, I don't know, they must have swam their way up, I reckon, you know, kicked their feet.
Wait, you found it.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
C Proxy and Stan found that.
Yeah, it was very good. Again, it'd be very helpful in the future because I'm sure somebody's going to bring it up. It's the only thing out there. Literally, it's the first 3D, even claimed to be 3D image. So, hey, great, fantastic.
Awesome. But yeah, I've got one more other thing to share that we've thought, that we've looked at, and I don't know, we sort of still, I don't know, we need a lot more data on this really, because I don't even know where I've put it now. I think I might have it open. I do. Right, can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is more 360 stuff. So we've got some stuff here that's not making much sense to us, because the horizon drop at 30 kilometers high
Mhm.
is this much. Over here, 40 kilometers high is this much, and then 43, we've got it on the horizon, and 50, just a little tiny bit. So either we've got something fake going on in what people are like doing on YouTube at altitudes with these 360s, or there's something happening with light, or this is something to look at, something that we've looked at and we're like, what's going on? And this is causing a lot of conversations at the minute. This is why I've saved this till last. Because
the higher you get, the less there is, the less difference.
That's just not adding up, series. Look, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 50 and 30, so 30 is more than 50 in this one, and yet 40 is, and then 43 is like, this. I don't know. We can't quite work this one out.
Is there some layer at 43 kilometers high or something?
Well, Cosmic Surfer did suggest it could be done at different times of the day, which would then, this could have difference in horizon light, so to speak. So the horizon could still be at this level, but the light is behind. Do you see what I'm saying? Can you see?
Yeah.
So what we're basically saying is
it's more sharper.
Yeah, so what we're saying, we need, like, this needs a lot more looking at,
Yeah, well, we need more footage actually.
Yeah, they can't be looked at without any footage. It all works. How we're doing what we're doing works from the ground, with the moon. But this was just something of interest that was like, what's going on here, Something that I thought I'd bring to the table. But yeah.
Mark's saying that he has to go.
I do have to go.
You had to go a long time ago.
Oh no, it's cool. It's cool. Luckily I didn't have to talk too much during this, but thank you guys. It's great stuff. Thanks, Stan and everyone. Fantastic presentation, and I'm definitely using the Russian stuff to help me. I'm going to use that as a little ace in the hole if somebody mentions it.
What I'll do, I'll put it in this Hangout. If you stay in this Hangout, like the chat, I will post them 2 pictures to you through the Hangout when we're done.
Okay.
So you've got, and then when you've got your own VR, you can make your own video if you want.
Okay. Well, what can? Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But I think I can. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
Even we might be able to do something for you, and send it to you. No, now I've got you.
Yeah. Send. Well, yeah. Shoot it to me through Skype.
Yeah, I will do.
Just drop them into there, and that'll be awesome. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much for tonight, Mark, with all the confusion with being blocked.
Oh, no, please. No, please. Look, what, because I've never seen that before with anybody's channel ever? Hint, hint, Patricia. No, it happens. So it's totally cool. Anyway, guys.
All right, man. Talk to you later, bro.
All right. See you guys.
Black Lives Matter.
Cheers, man.
Talk soon. Big flat earth hug.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you so much.
As if he was falling away.
That's very interesting, Stan.
Yeah, it's got us talking again. We're like, oh, what's going on here? You know,
it's all a lie. They're just not expecting people to look at it like this, are they? Because they don't think anybody's clever enough to do these kind of things. So thank you, Stan and C Proxy.
Hey, Stan, you better believe that I'll probably be talking with him tonight on his show about this.
Yeah,
When I call in on his show later tonight.
Yeah, definitely, man. Talk about it. You know, the only way this is going to get resolved if people start to talk about it and go and get more footage,
they need to
basically.
get
You know?
in trying to grab some of this equipment you're talking about so they can do their own thing.
Give Josh a link to your best video stuff so you could use it.
Well, you want my best video? You want that video I was showing a minute ago, then, don't you?
Oh, well,
3D video.
Yeah, dude. I think that that equipment you were talking about with the camera and the VR headset, I think, because there are tons of closet flat earthers that wish they could contribute, and this is a way that they can without anybody else really noticing. You know?
Well, that's it as
just
well.
have
I've got a email address, and it's 360moontracking@gmail.com. So if anyone wants to do this, you know, and stay anonymous, you're more than welcome. You know, you can give us the data, we can look at it, we can work out, then we can use your data as a reference point, but then not put it in, you know, and keep it private if you so wish. We can have we'll have two folders, you know, a private one and a public one.
So that email address again, Stan, I'll get it put in the chat for you.
So 360moontracking@gmail.com. So if anyone, you know, wants to ask anything or send links, you can post links there, and then we'll work out where you are from there.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I'll actually I'll write down your email, and when I talk to him later, I'll pass that out to the listeners when I'm talking to him.
Yeah, as they can see, they got to be good at faking stuff because we're good at picking them up, you know. So
yeah, you know what? It is so easy to pull this stuff apart now. It's ridiculous.
that's it. They always forget something, man. You can't fake real. You know what I mean? Real's real. You can't fake it.
Stan's right there. If you go to the footages and you look at some of them, just look at Bowen's first time outside, probably a couple of years ago now, and I took half my videos off that one. Paused astronauts, just so many problems. It's about 6 hours long, and you just go through it, and it's just full of mistakes.
Yeah.
They care. They can't.
Well, I had to watch that Tim Peake one when he got released out of the craft a couple of times to see what was actually giving it away. And I was like, this is good. This is really good. Watching it. And then it was just the wire that was connecting a camera to the wall, just give it away the way it was moving, like incorrectly, you know. And it's like, I got you.
Well, I have a video out, which I don't know why, I put it out about 2 or 3 months ago, but I called it the bendy door. Obviously, I wasn't trying to do a Super Rats bendy door one, but whatever it is, there's bendy door in the header. But as this outside cover thing, as they touch it, they bend it, and it's supposed to be a radiation cover. You know, like surely it'd be a bit better than a bit of sort of cardboard with a cover on it. That's picking up a lot of comments and stuff now, but it's just a joke. Edited out scuba divers as they're doing something, Bowen and that, there's someone in the background with a torch. Yeah, there's only supposed to be 2 of them out there, but there was 3 of them. There was a third person there with a torch, and it just goes on and on and on. They put their hand on it, the thing bends. It's serious now watching it. They put their hand on it, it's like material, it bends.
I think the best one was the moth.
The
way it just flutters around like, hey, what are you lot doing down there?
And then they've got stickers on the outside of the ISS space station, for goodness sake. You can even see they're not stuck properly. I mean, it's supposed to be going 17,000 miles an hour. What do they want to put stickers on the outside? Stickers. Wires, just about everywhere.
Fabric?
Got to have your sponsor's name on it, haven't you?
The whole outside is just pure fabric, as if they're using cotton or something.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, when they're inside and they're moving around, they're just going, it looks like no one's, it's like a teenager's bedroom where no one's tidied up, no one puts anything away. There's canisters on the floor, wires, boxes. I mean, it looks like a store cupboard. Wires out. Would you want to fly around in that thing? I mean, they whatever they do when they cook or they move any kind of water, droplets come off and seem to fly in the air and go everywhere. I mean, it's electrical. Would you want water everywhere? It's not earthed, and then they never discharged it. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I'm a nobody in that sense. I'm just a little person, and I can see all these mistakes. I mean, it's like they've never tidied up. I mean, do you ever see them on those footages ever tidying anything up? Here's where the crap up there.
They don't have to. There's no space dust. No such thing as dust in space.
Pigs, maybe, not dust.
Yeah, they don't have dust up there. It doesn't exist in space. They haven't invented it yet.
Well, it's all a joke. So, you know, this they're going to lie about. You know, I mean, on that footages, on one of the videos, the stars are coming out from the ground. You can actually see the stars coming off the Earth. And some of them are just coming out from the edge of the Earth. They're not going round. They're just coming up, and they're coming up over the land. It's like, oh, my goodness. It's like they haven't covered it up. If they could make that film Gravity, why can't they, you know, surely they've been able to have covered things up better. It's all a joke.
Well, that's why they need the passport so they can go to Kazakhstan, sit in the canteen.
You know, they take their passports with them. This is obviously in case they land in the wrong country or something. Taking their passports with them. I mean, goodness sake. It's just incredible, all of it.
And then you fly for humanity.
Yeah, back on the subject, nice coordination there, Stan, with the P900s. You know, they must be all sick of busting the curve by now. So there's a new target for them. I'd like to see that get off the ground. I would.
Yeah, we need an advert, like, you know, wink, wink, hint, hint.
You need some intro.
Yeah, we need some sort of advert, you know, to like draw people in.
Yeah, tell us what you need anyway after this.
Yeah, definitely. And then they can just look at the advert and it will have all the information of how to upload it and everything to be there.
Yeah, you do as well. Those people have all got to live with themselves, those actors. Bling Bling,
I would be stripping outside the house, liars.
Bling Bling, her name is. She's made a few, and I put one. I included part of her hangout in my video. Sorry, her video in my video, and she was showing you how these scissors, how they cut, and the scissors were always in different place. Him cooking asparagus, and then what she reckoned was that they can probably only do 25 seconds at a go, so it could take weeks for them to film those videos.
Hello, Dave.
Dave, hello. Dave Marsh has joined us.
Hello, how you doing? Everybody okay?
No, we've had some problems today. We played a video last night and it did come up over the sort of on my panel to stop streaming it. It was one of the guys from Top Gear when he went high in a high altitude plane. So we stopped streaming that to stopped watching it, but we didn't edit it. And then today I find out that it was blocked from live streaming. So we're on series for now.
How long are you blocked for then?
I don't know. I've actually removed the video, but a few people are saying it won't matter if you've removed it. They've given you the strike. I don't know. For now, we'll probably have to live stream on series and then put the videos on Sun and Moon group.
I wonder even if we have a strike, there's nothing really saying anything. Nothing really saying anything in the channel itself other than that we can't stream, that it is blocked. And then through the frequently asked questions we get why it probably is, but nothing really saying what it then is.
I mean, we showed, I shared the screen and showed it to Mark Sargent, and he's saying, well, all the little faces are all happy, happy, happy. So you haven't actually got a strike. Disabled the live streaming for now.
Just
very strange.
Yeah, just the live streaming.
Was it the one with James May, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But I mean, I've removed the video now, and it says you could get 90 days unless it's resolved. Well, it is resolved now because I've deleted the Hangout.
Always hopes you can't make it.
Series, we can hear you. We can hear you, whatever you're doing. Someone's scrunching something.
No, it's me. Hang on.
It's not Series, it's Stan. Anyway, it's a bit like we were frantically faffing around for 40 minutes before we went live to try and sort something out. And then we've come over to Series' channel instead. So we might have to just live stream from here for a while. Series, you'll have to call me. I've been calling Series for about, what was it, 4 months every night. Now you'll have to call me. It's just very disappointing because I had no letters to say, you know, no emails saying that they were banning me or anything. They just said last night because of the video that it wouldn't be strict. Some countries wouldn't be able to watch it. But you go to the panel and it says blocked.
It don't matter, does it? We're all still here. Look. They can't stop us. Just prove that.
That's always a good idea to have a backup stream.
That's it. You're more than welcome. We can jump on mine, or we can go on yours as well, can't we? FPV. We can go on whoever's, you know.
Yeah, and then we can upload them to the channel afterwards. So yeah, it's sort of all right, but it's just so disappointing. Like there wasn't even a warning. You didn't even get an email with a warning or anything.
All right, you live and learn, don't you? Every day you learn something new, and we just learn stuff like that. Do not stream.
Yeah, so I don't think Sun and Moon will be showing unless I've uploaded the videos myself, you know, because obviously those are a bit different because they're all from other videos. So I don't know, but the BBC are quite funny, aren't they?
Yeah, you've only got pulled on one video there, haven't you? You know, it's one video.
It's the second time I've had a warning while we're live streaming. I had one, I don't know, last week or something, and I stopped.
Also, that Mercedes.
She's a right criminal, she is.
I feel really upset inside. Because obviously...
in-stream warnings and that free energy, what is it, electric car.
One did it. But, you know, this time trying to build the channel up, getting everybody together, dreaming, you know.
It's still there, we just got to wait, you know.
What happens if they do give me a 90-day ban? I mean, that's...
The thing to do as well is keep uploading these chats to it, but you have to download them.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
The really strange thing is, the panels there, it doesn't say I have a strike or anything in green. Everything's happy, happy, happy. So I've got no strike, no community strike. There's no strikes, but they've disabled the live hangouts.
There's temporary.
It's typical, not via procedures.
Anyway, thank you, Mark Sargent, who was helping us. I didn't think Mark Sargent would be coming on to help me on my admin panel on my YouTube channel. Oh, he's lovely, Mark Sargent. He's such a nice guy.
He was so genuine when he was here.
He's lovely,
He was
man.
so genuine.
That's good as well. He's talking with Russell. I thought that was quite good, you know.
You know, we all have our places, don't we? You know, the media. So
Yeah, he
you know,
seriously has a
that's
voice
hard.
for radio.
Yeah, someone's got to do it, man. It ain't gonna be me.
And
I think
you know
he quite likes it, but he
I'm
sounds
so
very
sorry,
busy.
Karen. I keep cutting you off. Go for it.
No, that's all right, darling. Go
You
ahead.
first.
I'm really upset, to be honest. I'm just really upset this evening about just all of this. Just it wasn't very good before that, and then suddenly, 40 minutes before, like I couldn't get anything up. So anyway, let's move on.
Okay. Well, no.
Just before you go on, can I just ask a question? I've put my laptop into full screen mode in the browser. Does anybody know which control button I need to bring it back to normal screen? Anything else?
F11.
F11 is it? Do I have to press something else as I hold F11 or?
No, just F11.
It's not working.
What application?
Dave, we might have to help you with that in a minute then.
Chrome. I've just got Chrome, and I just like basically it's gone into full screen mode, and I can't do anything like open anything or click on anything. I've just got this window.
It should be 11. F11.
Wait, is your F11? Is it a small number on top of like another key? Is it like up in the corner of a key?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Then you have to
Okay,
press Shift.
yeah.
Then.
Shift, right? Got you.
Or the function key. I'm not sure if there's a function key.
Or if you have a function key, press that while you press it. Or it is the function keys.
Mostly
Yeah.
it's the same color.
Well, because on some
There's always got to be
keyboards,
some technical problem, isn't there?
on
we're
some
having our
keyboards,
fair of those today.
the function keys are up at the top by themselves, and then I've noticed on some they're like attached to another key somehow, and there's just a number on top of a different key.
I'll sort it out. You just carry on a second. I'll try and sort this out. So I brought a project up now, and it's on the side of my screen. I'll sort it.
What program are you running on it? Is it Windows 10?
Yes.
You should see the X if you bring your cursor up to the right corner of the box, like the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't do it. It normally does like, but like I say, for some reason I haven't done it. I don't know if I've just got a glitch or something. But
you know what always works? Control Alt Delete, and it takes you to your task menu, and takes you to your desktop.
Or press Escape.
Alt F4 for closing the window. Oh yeah, that function key. Oh god.
You know what? You might be stuck like that because Hangouts is really, really janky. It's really weird with things, you know? It's really, it really makes whatever you're using act up while you're on it. It's strange.
yeah, it's strange. I'll play it by. You just carry on a second until.
Is that Windows?
Yeah,
he said it's Windows 10.
Yeah. I'm running Linux here.
So maybe we should. Sorry, Dave. Maybe we just have to help you afterwards. Josh.
Hello?
You saying something? You were going to say something. We'll have to help Dave out in a minute. But what we say?
Oh no, I was talking about when Mark was here. I felt so bad because it seemed like I was with the guy most of the time he was here, except he was asleep at the hotel. Like I was basically like his personal like Uber while he was here. Like it was tight. It was cool being able to spend time with him in the car and just chat with them and bounce things off of him, you know? He's really a fun guy to talk to, and he's really so kind and genuine. Like it's just really awesome. He's so like, okay, just to give you an example real quick. When we got into the elevator, there was the button for the elevator, and then there was the number that corresponded with that button for the floor. And when we got in, he completely like pressed the number instead a couple times. Like, and was like, oh, and then moved over and then pressed the button. Like, it's just like, seriously, how can you not like love a guy like that? That's just so awkward and hilarious and funny, and just like, it just shows how real he is, you know? Like, a really cool guy, really just chill. Everyone had a great time meeting him. There was quite a few people there. There was like 60 something people that showed up probably. But yeah,
Well, that's good.
Karen, you probably know how genuine he is just by talking to him all the time.
Yeah, every time, well, apart from obviously he was a few days out because he was getting ready for Los Angeles, but whenever I write to him, usually within a few hours, he's written back.
Yeah.
He's never said no. Our channel out and being on our hangouts, and we were having hangouts with him before we went live, you know, on our Facebook group. So we were having, I suppose they were private hangouts, but we weren't going live on YouTube then. He was still there. I'm going to meet him myself next year at the convention, because obviously I'm helping out them, helping Gary. I'm going to be getting all the speakers. Come on, Mark, get on the stage. That's going to be my job. You're next.
Well,
next year at the convention is helping the speakers and making sure they get on time on there.
Chatted about that for a little while. Like, he's really excited to go to that. I mean, the chance to go to another country, like, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, the whole thing. And you know, people keep saying things about people, and you know, he's a lovely man, and he's one of the reasons that I'm in Flat Earth, was watching some of his stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe he's not going to be out with his P900 every night doing what Stan does. He's not going to be downloading and doing what Series does, or FPV does, or what Dave Marsh does. We're all a puzzle, bits of a puzzle. We all need, you know, he has his bit, and I have mine, you have yours. And
yeah, but he likes finding flat Earth content, and especially I would not put it past him to start talking about owning one of the VR headsets now.
Yeah.
I think Stan convinced him to get a VR headset today. Just like Stan convinced me not to throw mine away.
I think what happens is, just say someone made a video, oh, Karen's this, Karen's that. Many people copy that. None of them have met me or know me or even really know about or come on the channel or anything like that. Videos calling someone all these things, and all of it is crap. It takes you right away from where we're supposed to be. It's just all. Oh, I had my I shared my panel. He's looking at my panel on Sun and Moon. It's lovely. I always knew that, you know, and I just hate it when people say horrible things.
Yeah, like when they call somebody a shill and they don't even know what the definition is.
You've met him.
Yeah, the gossip spreads easy.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
Soap, huh?
I'm sorry.
The gossip spreads easy. The gossip spreads easy because it's all just a soap in that sense. And they like.
Oh
soap.
yeah, it's just a bunch of people parroting what they heard. That's all.
They build you up a little bit and then they knock the legs out under the chair.
Yep.
And the thing is, we're all walking the same flat level.
I've never heard him say anything bad about anybody. He doesn't moan. He doesn't do anything. He's just a really nice guy.
Yeah. When you meet him, you can totally tell he grew up on an island. Like, yeah, just like sheltered in a way, you know? Not like sheltered, but like sheltered in a way. Like he really had nowhere to go. Like he was explaining it to me, and he was like, well, it just didn't make sense to go out as a teenager because you had to take like an hour ferry ride, and then you had to be done with whatever you were doing in time to catch the last ferry, which was at midnight. And if you didn't, you were staying in the city as a high school kid. When your parents came to wake you up the next morning, they'd be a little bit upset. So like he said that it really didn't make sense to get off the island, really, to sneak off at night, you know? So he really had nothing better to do. So that's, yeah, he's completely like island child, you know? Like he's like, he grew up in a bubble, you know? And when he went to college, apparently it burst that bubble. And you can still see that, you know, like you can still see, you don't get rid of how you grew up, you know?
He's slightly more innocent than people give him. Like, you know, it's probably nicer to have that slight innocence because he didn't grow up as a sort of streetwise person. He's just from a small community, and he's kept that part of himself. Well, you know, we came on air today, and he was like, "What's happening?" Whatever. And it was me. I can't go on live, and he was really nice.
Yeah, it was really cool being able to be in the shadows during that radio interview we had. The guy that he was talking to actually had some really cool stuff to say. I'm probably actually going to be in contact with that guy again because I have his email address. And yeah, the guy's really smart. He talks about like curing cancer naturally and stuff. Like, yeah, that's his whole agenda, is to make people healthy. As a matter of fact, his channel is called like Extreme Health Radio or something. And yeah, talking to him, you want to talk about healing plants and stuff like that? Wow, this guy knows some stuff. And he didn't say he's a flat earther, but when he was talking about it, he sure as heck knew a whole lot about flat earth. And he knew a whole lot about Mark Sargent. He's been waiting for a year to talk to Mark Sargent. So I think this guy really was just a flat earther, you know?
Well, you know, I'm a little bit like amazed how nice he was today. He could have like, you know, come on, been all gropey, or what's the matter? Oh, sort it out yourselves. You know, he wasn't like that. He tried to help us, Mark. I'm just very, you know, I've already emailed him.
He really tries to help in any way he can. When he was here, we were at my grandparents' house, okay? And my grandpa needed the door handle to his like storm door changed out. And so, dude, Mark went with me to Home Depot to go grab the door handle. And we came back, and we were gonna swap out the door handle right then, but we were supposed to meet somebody for lunch because it was the day he was flying out. I had set up a lunch with a guy that wasn't able to come to the meetup and could meet us for lunch though. And Mark was completely down with it. We went to a very famous pastrami place over here. I warned Mark about the portions, and I don't think he quite believed me, because when he actually saw the portions afterwards, like 3 times, he was like, dude, you were not lying about how much they give you. Like, because they just pile on food. And dude, he was just seriously just like hanging out with a friend, you know?
He feels like that anyway. I'd love him in and after hang out to have a chat, but you know, Mark's quite busy, so he usually stays about 2 hours. And that's usually about the time we have him. Okay, he was a little bit less today because I think he's going to do something else now, so he had to go. But anyway, awesome, and thank you, Josh, for saying that. Dave hasn't seen very much.
Let's get back to the topic at hand, though, with Stan.
And the man, yeah.
Yes, I've done it. I've actually managed to do it now. I've got one key missing on my keyboard on the bottom row. Yeah, it's just like obviously a little rubber button, and it was that button you need to press with the F11 to do it. It's the one next to between the control and the Windows button, whatever button that is. So I found out how to do now. That's probably the
well done, Dave. Well done. You know what to do now. Stan, do you want to show Dave these bits that you were showing Mark Sargent and us today? Because obviously he knows, and I think Dave would be very interested in those bits that you were showing us.
What bits? The P900 or the?
Well, yeah, just a bit of what you were doing with the moon. With the
yeah,
P900.
I didn't start watching when my phone died at the bus stop, so I only saw like 2 minutes.
Have you got a P900, Dave?
No, I've got the new model. I've got the B700.
I'm just going to get a drink.
You need to start a B700 group then, mate.
I'm already in one, mate, on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's about 1,400 members in it. So.
How many?
About 1,400 members in it.
So.
I don't know whether they've all got their B700s or not, but that's how many's in the group.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah, it's a good camera. I love it. I had a P610 before that, which is like a mini version of the P900. So I had that for about a year. Then I got the B700 last year, and I can't fault it, not once.
No, my 900's been good as well. But this is altitude stuff we've been looking at. Can you see my screen, Dave?
Yep.
So we got some strange things going on at altitudes with horizons that drop in, but not any rhyme or reason to it. Not dropping enough to say, oh, we'll go back to work, we're living on a ball, you know, the world's flat, but there's something to look at here, you know, because this is just 50k, 30k, there's more, 40k, you know, and then 43k lines up. So there's either, well, basically we haven't got enough footage to be able to work anything out as of yet as what's going on with altitude, because this could just be the light, or it could be something that we're not seeing.
Yeah, different cameras with different settings could possibly be as well.
Could be that as well, Dave. Could be a number of things, but this is just something to
be sure that you have the horizon as your middle.
Well, it's just something to look into, you know, without
yes,
360.
I've actually, not with a 360, but I've actually streamed through hours and hours and hours of altitude footage, because I was trying to catch the sun at a certain angle, and I went through about 30 hours worth of altitude footage just to get the sun do the kind of reflection that I wanted it to do on the actual glare on the camera. And I've got I captured some screenshots from it, and I've got them on my phone. I'll have to dig them out for you and show me. You get some weird, you know, like with the one with the moon, where it actually projects the actual image of the moon from an overexposed shot. I've got the same kind of effect from the sun. See, on the actual reflection, the sun's got, it looks like it's got craters. It's weird. I'll have to dig it out for you. Very strange.
But yeah, basically, this is one thing to be looking at, Dave. You know, but we need more footage, and then I'll show you something else. Because did you see that Russian 360 space thing the other day? They done the Russian one.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was turning my phone up and down, round, and what have you.
Yeah, I'll show you quick. Just because you missed out. Don't want you to miss out. Right, you see me?
Yes.
So this is as they went over Florida. Yeah. Obviously, this is the full 360 let out, hence it looks wide, how it does. But when we overlay Florida, the ISS is meant to be at 400k altitude, yeah?
Yep.
According to this, we're at 1,533 kilometers. So we're
Wow, that's a bit of a difference, isn't it?
yeah, we're a little bit high, but that
Are they working on a satellite? Are they?
I don't know how they got this, where they got this image from. You know, I don't know.
It's just glued together maze of images.
Yeah, they're clearly making it somehow.
That height.
The ISS isn't that hot, you know, as it's claimed. I'm just pointing out
It's supposed to be 250 miles up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even the forum.
So for that altitude, this would be a lot bigger. Yeah, like you know, that's something to look at as well. NASA next time, you know, get that right. You know, you get all that money, sort it out. Make us work a little harder, innit, really? Because this was too easy.
Yeah.
You know, they're not even just a little bit out, are they? Let's face it, they're over three, you know, it's over 3 times the height it's meant to be. Well over. Probably 4 times the height. So yeah, that's one of the.
It looks like the ISS though from here, doesn't it?
From a swimming pool, maybe.
Just
Yeah,
crazy.
we know it's in a swimming pool anyway.
But yeah, that was one of their many cock-ups. I'm trying to get you some footage as well for your moon race. Trying to put together a massive P900 group, moon group, and then actually collect data using the P900s.
Yeah, cool. There's I haven't actually started putting the video together yet. I'm still in the planning stage. It's just taking a lot longer than I thought it'd take.
Yeah, I'll show you how we're doing it, just to run through it one more time. So much open, it's a mess. Don't know whether I'm coming or going on the screen.
Just a quick question. You know, if I want to do like a full screen share when you're online, I've just gone into full screen mode and it the actual address bar completely disappears. Will that still be disappeared as when the Hangouts broadcast live?
I'm unsure.
Maybe I could try just for 10 seconds to see if it does it, because I'm sure if I've put it into full screen mode and you can't see the actual address bar, then
if I'm being presented anyway, are you presenting me? Have I got all the screen? Because if I have, then they won't see what Dave's doing anyway, will they? You'll see. You two will see, you know.
Yeah, you can just see the YouTube.
But yeah, basically, this is what I've been doing with the moon, and this ties in with your moon race stuff, Dave. You'll be able to get data from this. But this is how we need others to do this as well, because it's just collecting a mass data bank then of moon moon data.
The time of the video is the start time of the video?
Yeah, the start time in UTC, and then, like I say, if the percentage is this side, on the left side of the number, it's a decreasing, whereas down here, see, it's on the right side.
It's increasing.
So it's increasing. So it's just a good, like, you know, we can keep up. And like I say, all I've got to do is copy that and then copy this, like, you know, copy 83 times moon and copy that, and then that'll give me all the footage from that one day. Anyone can do it then as well, you know, anyone that's doing this, you can all just find the footage from that one day using this if it's put in correctly.
So what do you do? Just record the moon and just let it go across your screen, or?
Yeah, that's all I'm doing, Dave. I'm just I'll show you. I'll just click on a random one. Yeah, all I'm doing, setting the tripod up, getting the moon on. This is 83 times. This is the maximum amount of zoom a P900 will do without going digital zoom. So there's no point doing digital because you can do it later on your computer.
Yeah, full optical then, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is your full optical, and then I'm with me, Cosmic, Surfer, C Proxy. There's a few others as well that are doing it this way. So this is, if we all do it this way, then there's data to be collected, and all we do is just let it drift across. Now from this, that you can see it's going across the screen rather than up on a diag. So this is quite near the lunar noon.
Yeah, the full moon, it was on the equator of the full moon, so you usually get it going pretty straight across your screen. It's when it's high on the tropical Cancer, it's a bugger because it's going across, but it's going up at the same time. It doesn't. I've tried angling the camera as well to try and follow it, but it doesn't work. It still drifts to the right and drifts up at the same time. It's weird.
If I just let it drift where it wants to drift, I just want to. What the main thing is getting this, so you've got it full screen, you know. So then at a later date, we can pause this, take a screenshot if need be, and then we've got an image then of the moon at 83 times. Because then that gives us the size of the moon at 83 times magnification, you know, 83 times mag. Then all the P900s are identical, aren't they?
Yeah, so you should be able to see if there's any relatively change in size or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. So then what we do is we just let it drift, do its thing, just let it wander across. Don't move the camera, don't move anything, just let it do its thing, you know, until it gets to the other side. And then we stop. Right. And then from that, you've then got a distance, so you've got a time, so then you can work a speed, and everyone you can do it for all of them because all the P900s are the same.
Was it the setup that you actually either enter the screen or exit the screen so that you have a complete screen as a measurement?
Yeah, that's what I do. I use a full screen because you get a longer time scale on it, but it still works even when I did it on my first one race.
It is better if
it's still get the same readings from a short amount of travel than you do the long travel. It just gives you a little bit more accurate when you go.
I thought at a later date what we can do is just put 2 lines down the edge of your screen, you know, and then we can mask it off, and then when it hits that point, that's your time. You know, we just cut the screen down a little bit, but as long as people get the whole, you know, as much as possible. And then, like, this is what you want to see, is it going up, and then if this is a rising moon, obviously this is still going up, but then bang, then you've got your size there, see, and then it's still right, you know, it just carries on rising. You see it's a windy night there, the camera's shaking a little bit, but as long as you don't touch the tripod, you'll get a true enough reading, you know.
Yeah, I've got some shaky shots on my last one, like it was dead windy.
But this is all we've been doing, you know, not zooming in, zooming out, zooming in, zooming out, anything like that. Just doing this. And you can see that I've got, you want to go on the Cosmic Surfer and Z Proxies, there's just hundreds of these because they get better skies than me. But yeah, there's, you know, there's loads of it.
Yeah, it's good. Well, when I actually do my moon race video, I don't do it with the full optical zoom. I actually zoom it in a little bit more, so I've got a little bit more actual screen as well, if you know what I mean. So it gives me even bit more travel of it as well.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is if we all work on 83 times, because that's full zoom, there's no back just a little bit. It's just 83 times. There's no, everyone's on the same. This is what I'm trying to get, everyone on the same setup, so then everything's exactly the same, and then there's no, you know, all the data collected is the same from all locations.
Yeah, that's why I tried to do like a link up with Cass Kring one day, but he's got an 83 times zoom, and because mine's times 60, it didn't work like, so we tried to get the same zoom level, but it's now impossible, you know what I mean? I'd need to upgrade the camera. I ain't getting a P900 when there's going to be a new one coming out pretty soon, so I'll just have to hang about for a little bit.
So if I now go on Z Proxy's channel, he's got the same somewhere here, that's sun. Somewhere he's got a moon one. I know he has because I've been there before. Here we go. See, he does the same thing. He's going to give us a copy right now. Sorry, series. Oh, I'm joking. But yeah, this is the same stuff, you know. So if we all do the same thing, then there's data to be had. That's what I'm trying to get across to people, you know.
Yeah, you see how it lights up as it enters the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you press the little round wheel right to AEL off, what you'll do, it'll lock the exposure so it doesn't light up as it comes into frame and go out.
Yeah, see, I'll do that when Z Proxy won't. He just let it run however. But I will do that, you know. But this
it looks a lot better, doesn't it?
This is what we do. You know, this we do this sync shot all the time. We're always out doing it. But yeah. Yeah, look, if you watch my last one, you'll see I do that, Dave. That's why my moon wiggles. Oh, I didn't do it on this one. Apologise. Cloudy night, look. But if it's a good, crisp night, you'll see that at the beginning, look, I've locked it there because you have to lock it when it records, and then I'll get it set. And then I'll just leave it.
You just have to make sure you lock it in the right place, otherwise it looks a bit weird sometimes, doesn't it? 'Cause it's like just slightly lit too much, like.
So yeah, that's what I do. Look, I do lock it, so then it's, but only if it's clear. If it's not clear, I don't lock it because otherwise it fades in and out too much.
I'm back in 10 seconds. Just gonna grab a cigarette.
Yeah, everyone should check out Z Proxy Cosmic Surfer. You know, there's a lot of people already doing what I'm saying about doing, so we just need to make this the standard, basically. So there's an army of people out there with P900s, and they're just sat there.
Yeah, I'm back.
Don't you agree, though, Dave? There is an army of P900s now, you know.
Oh yeah, it must be one of the best-selling bridge cameras ever made, surely. Because, like I say, just about everybody's got one now. Yeah, it's a great camera. I like it. It's I just didn't like the size. That's the only thing that put me off. It's huge. One in like I've seen one obviously on internet and what have you. Then when I actually saw one in reality, I was like, wow! I never expected it to be that big.
So yeah, we need to like. I think FPV said he's going to help make a little add up for this sort of stuff, you know. So hopefully it come off the ground, you know. People, if everyone starts doing this, like I say, we can just search for it using these numbers. It's easy. Let's make it simple, you know.
Well, I'm very proud to be here with you lot, all this work you do, and all such brilliant, intelligent people, all trying. I mean, like Dave's explained many times that he didn't know much about this maybe a year ago, and look what he's learned in a year. I don't know about you, Stan, maybe you're the same, but a year ago you weren't doing this, now you are.
I didn't know anything about the moon 2 years ago. I used to just go out walking my dog and look up and go, oh, look, it's the moon. Wasn't until I was actually...
Yeah, I didn't even look up.
No?
In the future, it might be a bit of the future, we'll all be thanking all of you for the work that you've done.
Nice one. There's everyone else as well, you know, it's everyone that's doing this, you know. It's going to take everyone as well, I think, to actually achieve what we want to achieve, you know.
Yeah, interestingly, on when I was shooting for my new observation presentation, I've caught some. I don't know what it were. I don't know if it was an insect or if it's a plane or something, whatever. But something shoots across the moonlight dead fast. It's just like a split second. If you blink, you miss it. But it's interesting. I'm going to point it out when I do the video, so I'm going to put an arrow to it when it comes on screen. Like,
yeah, I got one the other night. It took me ages to like watching it back, and then I realised it was a bird. I thought it was a plane, and I've actually got a couple where they fire the chemtrails straight through the shot.
Do you shoot the moon at the same frame rate as well?
Yeah, we do everything the same.
I'm going to say I would recommend doing it at like 60 frames a second.
I think that's what
I do on mine at 60 frames a second. Because what you'll do then, you see, if you do one at 60 and one at 30, or you do one at 24 and one at 50, you'll get different speeds of the moon going past, like, because it's different frame rate. So I would just double check that and make sure everybody's doing it at the same frame rate.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When you do a star trail at a different rate, it lasts half an hour less. You know, on the actual, it takes 2.5 hours to do one. It takes two hours to do it on the full frame rate.
Man, I could sit and watch the moon for hours. When after I'm done, you know, I usually check out Take Back Space. If you haven't been on there, you should go over there. Chris, he's got a telescope and he's always out filming the moon. As soon as he sees the moon, he films it, and he's got a live feed going, and his scope is really good, you know. And if I'm not watching the moon myself, I'm watching it on YouTube, watching him watching it, you know. And he does his own music and stuff. He's a real nice bloke as well, but he's not a flat earther. But there's so many flat earth people in his chat now, I don't think it'd be long before he is a flat earther. So yeah, Take Back Space. What I'll do, I'll put a link in there.
I think I'm already subscribed to it, to say the truth.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of people in there that I've seen on the Sun and Moon group.
Have you seen that 4K footage of the moon? What somebody made a bit back? That is it Starking or something? It's called. It's really high quality. It's like an half moon. And he used a telescope, a really powerful telescope, and I think it's a 4K camera. It's awesome footage.
I think I might have done, Dave. I see so much.
Yeah, I borrowed it in my moon race video, but he didn't notice because I did it. I edited it a little bit.
But yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I don't know if anybody else has got any ideas they want to bring to the table, suggest. You know, series.
Well,
anything?
Yeah, I would say Owen's failure. I really like to know what that size of that bubble is and what his experiment actually in a 360 version could make a way sharper footage in that you don't need to keep it in that sense 90 degrees upwards, but you can actually see what speed you need with actually a meter in the image of how fast your car goes, and try to catch up the stars in western direction, and how fast that speed is you need to catch them up, and that will actually indicate how big that circle is through the
See, I reckon I could do it with my 360 in my car because I've got a straight bit of road on the island that I could put the camera on and go and chase the moon, just let it stay on the left side of me and just tow it back along the straight bit of road and see how quick I have to go and keep it there.
And it seems to be somewhere between 60 and 100 kilometers.
And if the car don't keep up, I've got a bike failing. I can put it on the back of the bike, you know, that'll definitely keep up. If that don't keep up, then we're in trouble. You know. Maybe that one would be an unlisted video.
His first video actually showed that he was catching up the stars with his car, with the 90-degree recording. But with the 360, you can actually keep track of the whole bubble.
I'll be able to see the moon, at least. You know, the moon will give us an indication. You can figure it all out from the moon. The moon's the best one to watch because you can't watch the sun because there's too much glare. And just watching the stars sort of, you know, you don't get enough information out of it, whereas the moon's a big, bright, clear disc in the sky, you know, and you can clearly see.
With 360, then you have actually the complete sky as your reference. Because the whole sky will either turn or not turn or turn back. And that's what you need to figure out, where your balance point is that you can catch up the sky. And when you go too fast and when you go too slow.
Yeah, I have to keep an eye on next full moon. Hopefully I'll get a clear night. I'll take the car out with the camera on and have an experiment and then watch it back, and then if that don't work, the next day go out on the bike, try again. But it needs to be a decent moon.
Yeah, I really wanted to catch the moon on the full moon, last full moon, and do my moon race video just to compare it with the one I caught on the March, perhaps, just to see the difference in speed, because the one on the March one is the one where it speeds up and this one what's just passed is the one where it just stays at the relatively same speed. But I'd love to caught them both, and I could have done both side by side like in a video.
I actually got I didn't get the full 100% moon. I got 98.
Yeah, I got an image of the full moon, but it was out front of them. By the time it come round to side of the house, it turned cloudy again.
Yeah, this was 98%. This was just after full moon the other day. It just started to clear, so I could get out and start filming. I was gutted, I missed it. You can tell it's not the full moon as well, because if you look, you can see. So actually, when they say 100%, it's, you know, the time that it is 100% is very
like
minimum.
Minutes.
Yeah, it's minimum.
It's minutes.
People don't actually see it, like they say full moon, but it's actually just under.
I've never actually seen absolutely perfect, like, straight edge all the way around, if you know what I mean.
I've caught it a couple of times, but I haven't got it. I I haven't got it on the laptop at the minute. It's on my hard drive, so I'd have to get it off.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of a crater showing somewhere, like.
But it almost just looks dead flat when it's a complete full moon.
Yeah, it does. I've been trying to catch it like that, but it's like, obviously you've only got that small window to catch it in, so it's dead difficult.
But yeah, this, like I say, you can, from creating this playlist, you can, like I said to you, start talking about it, I'll start showing it you know. I've got the data, if I've recorded it, I know I've got it. And it's, yeah. So anyone can do it, and that's why me, Cosmic Surfer, and Z Proxy all have this same playlist. So you can just jump on each other's and grab up what you want to look at. It makes data finding a lot easier. So that's yeah, that's what you're doing. You're not really just recording the moon. You're collecting data. Believe it or not. You know?
Did you see the data that I collected? What I've been collecting from the meridian passings.
Yeah.
On the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So I've added quite a few more to it now, because I've added all my observations, but over every single day, and then I've obviously gone to different locations as well to show you that you get the same results from every location.
A 360 camera, they will back all of that. That's first-hand data, you know.
Yeah, I was looking at them the other day, but there's so many to pick in there.
There's about 3, I reckon, that are worth having. There's a dirt cheap one, a Samsung one, and there's another one that I've just found that I can't remember the name of. Let me just have a quick look. Because this other one that I found is a 5.7K, and it is, like, I was watching comparisons between all the cameras, and this one does look about the best for moon tracking, but it is 600 quid, you know.
Yeah, it's called a Garmin.
That's the one, a Garmin, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah. I was looking at it myself. And there's also the Nikon one as well. Nikon Dawn.
That's a single lens though, isn't it?
No, it's a double lens. It's in Nikon.
Is it?
It's got, yeah, the front and back, yeah. It's got the full proper 360.
You're better off, like, anyone listening, just go and have a look on YouTube. Go like 360 compare videos and have a look, you know, and see all the different, what is out there on the market. People test them all the time. But that Garmin one was, I reckon, is about your best bet for tracking the sun. Moon tracking with that one was awesome. You know, the pictures I see and the short bits of video that I could find. So I actually found a couple of new videos, and I was like, oh, we haven't been here.
Yeah, just a price. Just a price of it, innit? 600 quid.
Well, 637. It's a Garmin Vibe. Is it? Well, VIRB.
Yeah, that's it.
360 action camera. But that one I was impressed with. That's a, like I say, 5.7K, that one. Whereas the Samsung Gear's 4K.
It stitches it on the fly as well, doesn't it? When you're doing 3D.
And it was fully waterproof as well.
It doesn't stitch the 5.7K on the fly though. It only does it at a lower thingy. I think it still does it at 4K, but not at the full 5.7 megapixel. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah, the video quality I was just impressed with. It was a time lapse, and I was like, "Ooh, that's my cup of tea. I like that."
Yeah, the B700's got a function called super lapse as well. What they didn't put on the P900s, so you can shoot time lapse in like real time as you're moving around and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. You can set the time in between, like for like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes in between for each frame. Like, it's pretty good.
But yeah, I think I've shown you everything that I wanted to sort of.
Yeah, it's pretty good, pal. I'm gonna have to shoot now because I'm absolutely knackered. You know, it's been a long day at work. I had to come home on the bus as well, which I don't like. So I'm gonna shoot because I've got to get up early tomorrow. Because my missus got to go to hospital, so I've got to look after the baby till he goes to school.
Oh, thanks for coming on, Dave, because I know we're all getting busy and doing our stuff and everything like that. So, week Thursday, Thrive and Survive.
Time's the enemy.
Week Thursday, Thrive and Survive.
Yes, I'll be up for that one. I'll be on early, so I should be about.
Right, Dave, well, cheers for listening to me, mate.
Yeah, Sam, mate, it's good stuff. Right then, I'm going to shoot because I want to get a bit early tonight. Like that.
Big flat Earth hugs, Dave. I'm sure I've got my camera back quick enough, and you want to go, but I'm giving you a hug, Dave. You can't see, but I am.
Okay then, right. Take care then, and I'll see you soon.
Take care, mate.
Bye. Cheers, guys.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's an early night yet. How are we on?
That's just all I'm showing now is today's sky and just having a look, really. This is what I recorded today. I've just uploaded it at 10th, sorry.
It's very interesting, that stuff you showed. More stuff that shows more lies.
Oh, it's just full of lies. Packing it in there.
It's probably been going for about 2.5 hours now, but do you think that's enough for tonight? Because there's loads of things I need to sort out myself and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sort of touched on everything I wanted to touch on tonight. I think the altitude stuff, 360 altitude stuff to be thinking about. And the P900 stuff's the stuff to be doing, the 360.
And those cameras put on top, those 360 cameras put on top of the aeroplane.
Yeah, we're actually proper pushing that, We want them in the cockpits and one on the tail. Why not? It's 2018.
Yeah,
almost,
well, this will be continued, won't it, Stan? This isn't the end of it here. This is to be continued.
Yeah.
Things out like with the channel and stuff like that, and whatever we can do. And
that's it. There's always a way. They won't be able to stop us, will they? Really? Not now. We just proved that tonight. That we had a problem. Half hour later, we were half hour late. Took us half hour, and then we're back up. It's like.
I know, but I'm so disappointed with the channel. Like I couldn't do or couldn't stream more or work harder, and
yeah, but they can't.
There's no copyright strike on there. Everything's happy, but they've blocked us.
Yeah, but you can now download this and upload it to your channel, and then nothing's.
Anybody else.
Yeah, we're just streaming from series. It doesn't matter. People know. Look, how many people are here? A lot.
52 watches.
There you go.
It was more than that earlier on.
Yeah,
we really appreciate your dedication as well, Stan, because everybody that's involved in this, sometimes we get the most ridiculous comments on the channel. I
do all the time.
I don't think I could work harder. I hardly sleep. I get about 3 hours sleep, hours sleep a night. Chance to lie in like I could have been to my son's wedding, and my daughter came back early and put the television on. Yeah, and then there was 9 o'clock in the morning. 3 hours sleep again. I hardly sleep. I go to work, and then the rest of the time when I'm not at work, I'm talking to series, planning things, talking to people like Mark Sargent, you, networking, arranging other hangouts, on and on and on. And then we get these really weird comments on things and then get blocked. So I'm in a little bit of a funny mood myself today.
Well, maybe we should just end it there and have an easy one then.
Yeah, but we do. I appreciate so much all your dedication and hard work, Stan.
No worries. It's got to be done. Someone's got to do it. It's Morsey Proxy. He's the man behind the curtain, putting all this stuff together. You know.
When do we meet up?
Well, we need to. We just keep missing our chance, don't we? No, it's in the. It's on the to-do list, definitely. We've got to have a talk.
You are coming back, aren't you, Stan? So this is just to be continued.
Yeah.
I'll put my camera back, but sometimes I fight to get my camera to come back, so it's so annoying. Everybody's going, "Oh, come on, get your camera."
Stop sharing now.
Yeah, but you can't show yourself, can you, Stan? You might be able to show yourself. Don't.
Camera shy, I know.
You say that.
I'm not as pretty as you.
Oh, you're much younger than me. Yeah, you are. I've seen your face. You're lovely.
You're lovely.
Thanks, Series. Now presenting to everyone in my dressing gown. Because that's how I started, but I didn't have time to go and get changed and everything while we had this whole thing with being blocked. But again, thank you. Thank you to everybody that's been on, you know, to Mark Sargent, to Dave Marsh, to FPV, to Uber. Patricia was there for a while. I think she had an internet connection problem. And to Stan, the man.
Nice one.
For very quickly getting us aired on his channel. Hey, so we're going to say goodnight now, Series. Thank you to everybody in the chat room and for coming over. And are we going to end tonight then?
All right. Thank you, everyone in the chat as well.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Big flat earth hugs. We're back. Series' channel with 2 female pilots and Patricia Steer. So see you tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
You've got to press the button, Series.